This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is our gaming demo on the HP Omen 15. This is a 5-pound Ultrabook-like machine with a really sexy metal casing, super slim, 4.68 pounds, and we're going to test several games. And as you can see here, first we have Civ 5, not because it's the most graphically demanding game, but it does hit the CPU hard, and I know just a lot of you like to play it. So as a refresher, in case you haven't seen our video review of the HP Omen 15, which you should watch, this has a quad-core Intel i7-4710 CPU in it, full mobile CPU, NVIDIA GTX 860M graphics with 2 gigs of dedicated VRAM inside, running on an M2 SSD drive. We have 8 gigs of RAM, so we're going to see how it games in. I have some pretty high expectations here. So in Civ 5, you can see what the settings we're using right now. We're in-game, so can't change any of them right now, but full HD, 2x anti-aliasing, full screen mode, and we've got VSync turned on. Most everything is set to high here. Overall detail, shader quality, fog of war, terrain detail. I left tessellation and terrain shadow quality at medium. Really, you could run it on high. That's not a problem. Texture quality is high as well. And we've been playing for a while in this game. We have several cities set up right now. And we're going to go ahead and decide who to attack next. Turn speed is the interesting thing here. Now, we play this even on Core i5 Ultrabooks, dual-core ULV CPUs, and we're going to see if the turns maybe are a little bit faster here. And indeed, they are. Though Civ is never the super-duper quickest. You can see here, taking a little while. It says a unit needs orders, but it really means it's computing other teams' turns. And we're waiting. It's not as bad on some Ultrabooks where, you can go get a cup of tea, maybe, while you're waiting for it to complete turns. And turn speeds are pretty good here. Graphics are nice and smooth. And this is touch enabled, and this does have a full HD IPS touchscreen, so you can see I can use my fingers here. I can actually tap on commands. Still have quite a bit of fog of war going on here. This is just an interesting map for that, the way it's laid out. So it plays just fine, as you can see, and the turns are not bad at all, as we would hope. We've got zooming here. Everything looks very nice at a high level of detail since we have pretty much every effect turned up. So that's Civ 5 running on the HP Omen 15, and there's our pyramid hanging out in the water. And now for the exact opposite of difficulty, we're doing Crysis 3 here in full HD resolution. We have Fraps running, and for those of you who want to know why we're not just using screen recording software, because that really robs frames from the game. So to give you a better idea what's going to happen here. And we have GPU-Z logging in the background to check out GPU utilization and temperatures also. Might take a little hit in gaming performance there, but you can see what we're using for our settings. Very high for texture resolution. System spec is custom. Advanced graphics, here's where you see custom. And this is stuff that actually GeForce Experience suggested for the most part. So you can see we've got here game effects are very high, objects medium, particles low, post-processing high, shading low, shadows low, water high, 16x anisotropic filtering. I personally think that's overkill. Let's take that down to something like 4x. Let's be real here and see how we do. And we will resume our game. And we've got plenty of distracting rain here. I would say that's a pretty nice frame rate there for 50, low mid 50s right now. I know some of you like 60, but you saw the settings were dialed up reasonably high. So And I'm missing with my bow. And now here's our GPU-Z log, and you can see here where the graphics card temperature is, where it's running at its full clock rate right there, 2500. And we get up to 80 at our highest point, and then it cools back down to the 70s again right there. So that's actually pretty good for a thin gaming laptop. And the GPU load stayed steady at 99%. So other than one little drop right there for a micro moment, who knows what was going on there, it's able to maintain those speeds, which is a good sign. And now we're in Battlefield 4 64-bit, and you can see the settings we're using here. Again, GeForce Experience has suggested what we should use. We've gone with that mostly. Obviously, it's going to be custom then. You can see we're going full HD 1920 by 1080. VSync is turned off. Texture quality is low. Texture filtering is low. Lighting quality is ultra. Effects quality is medium. Post-processing, ultra. Mesh quality, medium. Terrain quality, ultra. Terrain decoration, ultra. Anti-aliasing post-processing, high. And you get the idea. There's a pretty decent combination of settings for a very demanding game. And we will resume our game. Look out the window and see what we can shoot. Frame rate sticking pretty much right at 53, 54 right now. Certainly very playable, and obviously you've got enough room to dial the settings down a bit for those of you who are purists who really just have to have 60 frames per second.
See him? Heads up, fire!
It's very gorgeous looking, very, very smooth. And now for a little change of scene to how it continues. Great quality for the walls, the mesh. And there's a crazy scene right here. And we're approaching near 60, which is pretty darn good in Battlefield 4 on the HP Omen 15. Call it a gaming Ultrabook with a quad-core CPU and NVIDIA GTX 860M graphics.